So, our final storytellers, we get two for the prize of one, which is wonderful. Robyn and Graham are the co-founders of Shift Urban Cargo Delivery. It's a cooperative social enterprise using cargo trikes to replace truck trips in Vancouver. I'm really excited to hear about it.
Yeah, bikes have always been there in my life, but I haven't always used them for transportation. Of course, it was a fun thing. It was about playing and hitting the trails. Up until about when I was 16, and I was living in Kamloops, and started learning about climate change right in our backyard. The pine trees around the Ponderosa pines were turning brown and yellow, and the needles were all falling to the ground. They were dying because the winters weren't getting cold enough anymore. So that made it very real for me. And the most immediate impact, similar to Tanya, was looking at personal transportation. Every day I was getting in the car, driving into town, and putting my foot on the gas and actually pumping out those emissions myself. And that was just really dissonant for me. So I made a commitment to live car-free. I did that for a year in Kamloops. It was terrible. Lots of time walking across big parking lots. I moved to Vancouver to study, and I found it was actually totally feasible. I could use my U-Pass, I biked around, the bike network was awesome, and I just explored the city that way. Fell in love with it that way. Eventually, I started to also become engaged with the transportation system as a political issue as well. I was really jazzed up to see some of the greenest city action and political momentum around greening our transportation system even further and making improvements. And I was concerned that a lot of the people around me weren't actually comfortable getting out there on the bike routes the same way I was, that it still wasn't safe and comfortable for everyone. With this interest in sustainable transportation, one thing that always came up was if you're looking at car-free streets or bike lanes or any sort of infrastructure change, it always came up, what about the trucks? What about moving goods? We need to move goods, and trucks are what move goods, and so this isn't feasible. We can't make those changes. And so that was sort of a seed of idea, something that kept being observed in all these discussions, and that brought forward this idea of, well, does it have to be trucks? What if it can be something else? What if bikes can move stuff and not just people?
What a concept. So a team of young people came together, and we all had different motivations and different stories behind our involvement in Shift. But we had a shared passion for environmental issues, for active transportation and cycling, and for making a tangible difference in the city on issues that we cared about. And our excitement and our energy came from the idea of doing something that was really creative, that was innovative, and proving that things could be done differently, like Graham was saying. So our vision is to transform the goods movement industry in Vancouver. And the idea behind our enterprise is to replace cargo truck trips with cargo trike trips. And so we're using cargo trikes. They're pedal powered with electric assist. We can carry up to 500 pounds. And the idea is that trikes are actually a more appropriate technology than trucks for lots of the small last mile deliveries in the downtown core especially. And of course many benefits go with replacing those trucks. We have zero tailpipe emissions, and so we're improving the air quality and reducing dependence on fossil fuels. And we're trying to make the city a more vibrant place as well. When we're out on the trikes, we get to talk to people on the streets, and we've received a lot of encouragement along the way so far. So we wanted to be creative about kind of how we're moving goods. We decided we also wanted to be creative about how we're organized, combining our passion for environmental issues with our passion for social justice. And we decided to be structured as a worker cooperative, which means that myself and Graham and future members, and several other members already and future members, are the workers and the owners. We have direct control over our work and over our profit allocation, and we're empowered in our work. So we put in hundreds of volunteer hours as the founding members over beer at the Legion, also trying out different technologies. Kevin is doing deliveries already using cargo bikes out at UBC, writing the rules for our co-op and launching the business. And we launched Shift in August. Now there's 7 people on our team. We have some new trikes on the way, and we've already completed over 6,000 deliveries.
Wow.
And collaboration has been at the core of the project from the start. People, when it was just an idea, everyone we talked to would meet, anyone would basically meet with us and get together with us and help us hash it out or just provide that support. We received a whole bunch of financial support as well from the Vancouver Foundation, the City of Vancouver, and Van City that has been absolutely fundamental to us getting off the road, getting started. And we've been partnering with local fabricators, so Bicycle Family up near Oak Street has been building our boxes and actually doing some small shop manufacturing here in the city. So we're all here tonight with an interest in sustainable transportation, the way that transportation can shape our urban form and improve our city. And looking as well at transportation planning into the future in the city. So I just want to offer one story about how we're trying to leverage our enterprise to actually maximize our impact. We've been participating in the stakeholder advisory committee with the transportation plan, and previously this plan, the goods movement section of planning, is focused exclusively on truck trips and facilitating truck movement in the city. And it's partly really good timing for us, but we've managed to become part of those decisions and provide feedback, and it looks like Vancouver may see its first sustainable urban goods movement strategy, which is really exciting for us.
Considering options other than trucks. So the Greenest City plan lays out policies and establishes some leadership to make these changes in our city, but it's up to us to prove that it can work. So it's our initiatives that will make Vancouver an enviable and replicable example of how transportation and the city in general can be organized. And we invite you to engage and to participate and to collaborate, to be creative and to leverage your projects to advocate for the green city that we want to see. And a quote from Graham to end it off. We're not consumers of social change, we're creators of social change. Thank you.